Hey y'all, Yvonne here. It's been a while. I decided I'd come on up here and give a little bit of a longer video, which is not my style, but I will do so. I just need to grab something if I am going to make a longer video. Cracky ankles. If you had watched my last long video, I was addicted to nicotine vaping. I'm officially 4 weeks to 3 weeks, 4 weeks off of nicotine vaping. It's such a joy. I have picked up cigars, tobacco and nicotine free cigars. They are so nice, and they help with the fixation of the oral motion, as well as something down my lungs. I have recently been doing something that I've tried before and I didn't succeed at. So far so good. I seem to be succeeding. It's funny because I had an introduction to a quote yesterday that I know of, but it was, brought to my attention by an outside source, such as YouTube, okay? A YouTube video, a reel, a short, something online. Everything's a message, nothing is a coincidence. Nothing is random. Everything is purposeful for your greater purpose, plan, and such. And the quote was, "If you do not succeed, you try again." And I consider I've truly lived my life by this quote. Sorry, my straight hair is freaking me out, which is funny because my grandma, anytime I'd go visit her and I had straight hair, she'd be like, "What happened?" And she'd look at me weird. And I'm thinking I'm starting to get it. Like, straight hair is weird. I have my shirt inside out so that it looks like I'm wearing a white shirt, because the other shirt, if it's turned the right way, it's actually have writing on it. I didn't want to show the writing. The writing being good karma. The writing on the front of this shirt is good karma. Now that I've said this, let's just wear it. Alrighty. There we go. That's nice around my neck too. I have a beautiful belief of karma, that every action, misstep, thought we make determines what type of karma we get. Karma is lessons. So with karma, you either collect good or bad. You either add to your good karma or you add to your bad karma. And me and karma are great friends. I do believe karma is a bitch, hashtag real talk, but I also deeply believe that she is your friend. And just like the universe, when you have your back more, they will have your back more. When you are your friend more, they will be your friend more. For everything is a reflection. What you give is what you get. What you get is what you gave. And that is something I deeply am always in the cycle of receiving my good karma and receiving my bad karma. And in moments of stillness, self-reflection, I can be like, oh, that's happening because I did that. Oh, that's happening because I gave that same energy. Oh, that's happening because I manifested it with my thoughts. I have found myself often thinking, are you thinking straight or are you thinking crooked? Thanks to a gifted individual that the universe placed in my path. Very wise. And yes, so am I thinking straight or am I thinking crooked? Also, a way we could verb it in a different verbiage, it in a different way, is is my thinking useful or is my thinking damaging? A lot of our thinking has to do with how we were programmed to think. By our allegiances, by our upbringing, by our struggles, our pain. And I am fully forever gonna be a reprogrammer of my mind. And this is not just one day. I have a magical routine for reprogramming, or I've done reprogramming, I've done self-healing. Pardon me, I've said this before, and I will say this again. Once you start self-healing, it never ends. You will keep self-healing for the rest of your life. Within the quote of, I am a work in progress. You and I both know that all of us have been conditioned in particular ways that are damaging. And we need to work hard to condition ourselves in useful ways that are useful to our purpose, our goal, our sanity. I am so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to be human. I'm so grateful to be me. I'm so grateful to live in the country I live, and I'd even say the province I live, the state I live. I'm so grateful for what I've had to learn, what I've had to overcome, what I continue to have to learn, and what I continue to have to overcome. All curating me for my purpose, and I see it. And there's moments like today where I can see that within my mantra and my biggest life purpose, which is following my heart over my head, which can be dangerous at times, and I've seen its ways and its consequences when it was a dangerous thing, a dangerous choice to follow my heart over my head. But in every circumstance, I came out wiser. What do I mean by wiser? I mean more knowledge about myself, more understanding of how I tick and what I am attracted to, and how this all relates to my conditioning, my programming and such, and how I've been taught how to think and how I'm working on changing how I think. If you've been with me for a while, you know that the trigger to this all was when I realized I didn't have to have a fixed mindset. When I realized I wasn't fixed, that all of my programming and all of my limiting beliefs were not all that I was ever going to be. It was the trigger of, whoa, I can change, I can grow, I can heal. Growth mindset. It might take a long, hard time, depending on how stubborn we are or how unique and special our brain works, or how deeply important it is for you to learn the particular lesson to an extent that there is no room for error, right? These particular lessons that come with our purpose, that come with our souls to heal our line, not only our individual line, but also the collective line in this beautiful realm. Today was the trigger point of how important it is for me to follow my heart rather than my head. To me, what following your heart over your head means is when you get fixated on things and everybody tells you no, or even parts of you say, is that realistic? Is that this? Is that this? Is that really the plan? Is that really the easiest way? Or so forth, so on. But to bring it back, I get fixated on something that my heart is fixated on. And usually my head can take me off track and I start going down a different track that I think is more realistic or that I think is easier. And usually this fixation comes back very strong because my heart is open and it knows my true path. And I make decisions based on what my heart is saying. And it leads to the most beautiful, grandest lessons. It leads me to the knowledge that I am being curated for my purpose every single day in every single way, within and without. And I had gotten a phone call today in relation to something very important to me, in relation to something that, despite my head saying all these realistic things that I need to do, the heart fixation knew better. Heart, soul, body. Where does the head lie? Some people may think that the head is the body. Some people may think the head is the soul. Some people think the heart and the soul are the same things. So the head would have to be the body. I'm not too sure what any of it is. But I know that all three connecting leads to this self-awareness, self-healing, self-compassion, self-programming, self-possession. It all goes hand in hand. I sit here today knowing that every time I have followed my heart over my head, it was never the easiest choice, but it was always the best choice for me. It didn't come with, when you follow your head, there's like a laid out map, checklist, it's all organized, it's all, tickety-boo. 1, 2, 3, ABC. When you follow your heart, it's kind of like I like to describe reprogramming. There are pathways in your brain that are beaten down. And to reprogram your mind, you have to go down different paths and create new pathways in your brain, like a snowy field, right? That's one of my favorite things to do in a snowy field is there's a path that is beaten down through the field, and I always like to create my own path because it's me following my heart over my head. And I honor that deeply. It is an ode to my inner child, if you ask me. Because when you are so in your head, that's like, in my mind, like survival, right? I do believe your head is connected with your body. And then that's that survival thing. So a lot of people that's anxiety, right? Anxiety is in the body, and it comes from our thoughts and our perceived threats and such. And I'm not planning on going on an in-depth thing, but I'm definitely going to take this and reconfigure something in my own reality, for that was an amazing epiphany to me. Perhaps another epiphany is your heart. When you move in your heart or moving fearlessly, when you move in your head, you're possibly moving more in fear. I am all about balance. That's what that means on my hands. I'm all about balance, black, white, and gray. So you need to equally use your head as much as you use your heart. And I think that just stems from not being completely impulsive or reactive, which I can open-heartedly and honestly say I have been a lot in my life, where I didn't use my head, where I just used my heart. And now I can say that they work together, and I use both of them. But following my heart will always come first. I may not follow my heart immediately like I did in the past. I may hear my heart and then consult my brain, and then we come together and we create a plan that can lead towards the destination of following my heart. The immense gratitude I have for my heart, soul, body, mind connection is so immense, so profound. Thank you, universe. Thank you, divine ancestors, guides, infinite creator, great spirit, Mother Gaia. Thank you for this connection and reconnection to myself so often after, a childhood of being totally disconnected and not connected at all. Vitalizes body and mind. Soul, body, mind, soul, body, mind. I think those are actually the three, isn't it? I just want to say thank you. I want to say I appreciate your time and presence, no matter what energy it's coming from, as well as I hope you know that within all of my videos, platforms, I'm sharing a bit of myself, pieces of myself. Obviously, I still stay a misery. I still stay a mystery as much as possible, because the misery in my damaging thinking, the misery in my crooked thinking is forever a battle between me and me. Everything is finite, so don't hold on to anything too tightly. As long as you're following what you need to follow, whether that's your heart, head, mind, body, soul. Follow what you need to follow. Allow yourself to be open to redirection. For we know it's protection. Smooth sailing and lots of love. Thanks. I'll be back eventually, or maybe I won't. Who knows? Probably will, because I just can't give up. And I wouldn't want anyone to either.